Hey guys, Chris here, South Florida Boat Center. Today we're going to talk about some of the general maintenance things on your Mercury engines. Things to look for, small tips along the way to help your motor last longer, and some things that'll help you get the most life out of your engine as well as the best resale value when you're done with it. For starters on these engines, don't be afraid to take your cowling off. You should take your cowling off probably once every other use, really just to check out the motor. Is there a lot of salt on it? Check your oil levels. You could do it every single time you take the boat out. It'd be great to do. But if you want every other time out or when you're planning a big trip, you definitely want to always check all your systems. Even if the motors don't say that there's an issue, there's something that you might be able to see here ahead of time. A belt with maybe a little chafe in it or something you can catch ahead of time before you go on some long journey and have an issue on the way. So right here on the side of your motor, it's going to tell you everything you need to know, what to look for and what to actually get done every 100, 200, and 300 hours. We have our inspect list for every 100 hours. You're going to inspect the anodes, the fuel filters, the thermostats, and the spark plugs. Go ahead and go through and probably have your fuel filters just changed. If the anodes aren't bad, of course, that's fine. But if we're going to inspect things like spark plugs, it's cheap enough to just replace them while we're here. No reason to take them out, look at them, and put them back in. Every 100 hours, you're going to replace your engine oil, your gear case lubricant, and your accessory drive belt. That's the supercharger belt up here. That drives your supercharger and your alternator at the same time. Make sure when you take the belt off, give this idler pulley a spin. This bearing gets a lot of saltwater exposure off the top of the engine, and that can be a general problem area that you want to look at and maybe even replace every 200 to 300 hours when you're doing this drive belt. You're already here, it's a cheap enough part, it's a part that could knock you out for the whole day or for your trip, so you might as well do it now. Always flush your motor right after use. Don't let it sit on the side of the house and say, oh, I'll flush it tomorrow, I'll flush it the next day. At that point, there's really no point in flushing it at all. Flush it the day you get back, right when you get back. Right here on the side of the Verados and all the Mercury engines, you got your flushette, really quick, 2 to 3 minutes every time. Just hook it up to the hose, get that salt water out of there, keep fresh water inside the motor. It'll really help in the longevity. Something else you can do is ask your local shop, whoever works on your boat, or if you want us to install it for you, is a built-in flush system. So this is actually our flush line here. And for every single one of these engines, this flush line runs through the rigging tube and into the boat itself. So we don't have to come over here and hook the hose up to each motor. Inside the boat, we got a valve. We just turn it on, we hook it up to dock water. We only hook the hose up one time and we go one motor after another down the line every 2 minutes, flushing each of those motors out. And really something as simple as this, it seems a little overkill, but really the easier it can be to flush the motors out, the more likely you are to do it. So don't be afraid to rinse these motors down. They're built water resistant. You know, all the electrical connections and everything are built to withstand getting wet here and there. They're gonna get wet when saltwater spray comes in the cowling. Take the cowlings off, mist the motors down lightly, just get that salt broken down a little bit, let them dry in the sun, and then come in with a nice corrosion blocker product, whatever your favorite product is. They're all pretty good, but stay away from the super greasy ones that leave a really thick coating afterwards. You just want to stick with maybe a Corrosion X, Corrosion Block, something like that. And you can spray virtually the entire engine down. And little steps like that, you know, this motor here has 800 hours on it. It's a 4-year-old motor, and if you look, it looks almost immaculate. And that's because just general maintenance and quick things that you can do. And that's going to ensure that that resale value when you get rid of your engine and you're ready for new ones is going to be as high as it possibly can be. So to wrap up, guys, whatever your Mercury needs are, we can handle them for you. If you have any questions, just drop us a line, call us, email us, even comment in the comment section on the video. We're full service Mercury Center. Whatever you need to know about the motors, we're here to take care of you. We got you covered.